Guys,
blah blah and more words.
What's going on, guys? Your boy Sean today. Go also known as blah.
And what's up, everybody? Be your boy Lil Jordan, and welcome to the season finale of Truth or Drink,
The game where you either tell the truth or you take a shot.
And today we're here with some goats, some legends.
Stop.
I got to. Stop. One and only Buda and Nelz is in the building, man.
What's good, everybody?
They're going to have 30 seconds to answer each question, and if they can't do it within the allotted time, they got to take a shot.
Yes, sir. And if they give us a bullshit answer, we're going to go to our live to see if it's bullshit, and then they will have to take a double shot.
Y'all boys good?
Yeah, I just
Any
got
questions?
one. Yeah, I just got one thing to say. Not even a question. Balls Sports Podcast. Add balls _sports _podcast. That's it.
Perfect.
That's my guy.
I got you, bro.
Take off.
All right.
Number one.
Yes, sir.
How afraid were you guys when you got married?
So for Nelz, of course, it'd be for you getting married and the Buda getting married. How afraid are you?
Go ahead, bro. You got that?
I'm not afraid to get married at all. Honestly, like I'm looking forward to this shit. Like it's just the saving up and actually doing it at this point. But I mean, there's no fear there. I mean, I wouldn't have asked if I wasn't ready. So
Okay.
For me, I wouldn't necessarily say I was like scared. I want to say more like anxious than anything. Maybe nervous, just because I feel like a lot of times what gets underplayed is the responsibility, right, of being married to somebody. Because when you get married to somebody, you're taking on everything that was there before and everything that comes after. So, you know, like for me, like one of the things I always talk about is like I'm a selfish person, period. So like I had to make that transition to where I go to the gas station, I get me a Gatorade, and I used to go to the crib, and Chris would be like, yo, so like, where's my Gatorade? And I was like, I feel like you can have this. You can have some. Like, I already drank like 80% of it, but now it's like I go to the gas station, I'm like, damn, if I'm getting me some juice, I should probably get her some juice.
A little sip.
Hey, I got a little bit of juice left. You want some juice? Yeah? You want to take a sip? I'll take a sip. You take a sip. You want to do it like that? You want to go sip, like that, back and forth? Yeah? Go ahead. Take a sip.
You know what I'm saying? Like something to, okay, let me do that instead. So now it's like more transitioning to understand that it's y'all.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that was the part that scared me the most, was actually being that dude to keep everything incorporated inside of the actual marriage. So
That's real.
that's it.
And congratulations again.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
For sure.
And Buda, congratulations
Thanks,
to you.
man.
Congrats, man. And I'm proud of you, bro.
Yes,
appreciate it, but
All right,
yes,
man.
sir. Question number 2. All right. Most embarrassing thing that happened to you when you were drunk.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I haven't had too many embarrassing things happen. I would say the most embarrassing. All right, Turk night. So the night we became turtles, I was supposed to give Sharika a ride back to campus. Shouts out to Sharika.
Wow, you
and
went there.
after the the night was over, the cops came. Because we were loud, and the cops always came when Nelz had something at his house, a function.
They knew us.
And so basically, when the cops came, I dipped, right? And I forgot. I was gone. We had gone through however many bottles.
Why are you running?
We gone through however many bottles. When I tell you, I was about to turn on to 95, and my phone rings, and it's Sharika. I answer, I'm like, "What's good?" She's like, "So." she's like, "Are you giving me a ride back to campus?" I'm like, "Oh, my bad." I had a mean U-turn, came back, and like she kind of just was giving me the evil eye the entire way back. So I was fucked up.
That's kind of funny.
My bad, Rika. My bad.
All right, so, child. All right, I've actually not told a lot of people this story. Did I tell you the Fat Tuesday story?
I don't know. Go ahead and tell me.
Wow.
Oh, the story you had.
Listen. So, we were at Fat Tuesdays. I want to say this is Memorial Day weekend, 2014, 2015. One of those two. I was there with Junior. J Money Dollars, Junior Dollars. And we just got done drinking. Everybody was hanging out and we're leaving. And we're trying to find the car. And mind you, when you're drunk, you get a little bit of that liquid courage. You feel like you can do anything.
Yeah.
So we're trying to find the car, and we sound the alarm, and we know that it's on the other side of the garage. And I'm like, man, we don't even got to walk all the way around, man. We could just jump over that thing right now. Now, you know how the garage is in the how they're set up in the middle, they got the little like metal bars.
Right.
Right. So there's like a little gap between the metal bars, and the gap was like not too big, but there was like a little drop between the metal things. So I'm in my mind, I'm like, all right, bro. You know, I've been working out a little bit, lost a little weight. I can make this.
Right.
So Junior, mind you, I'm pretty sure this conversation sounded way worse outside of our heads than when we were actually talking to each other. So Junior and I are both out of there. Out of there. We're with a friend. Can't remember who the friend was. But the friend is like, yo, you don't... We'll just walk the whole way. And Junior's like, no.
We can just go around.
No. He's like, we're going to put 20 on it right now. He's like, you can't make this jump. And I'm like, watch me. So I take a step back. Mind you, I'm in like these shorts. I got on a button down, and I got on some boat shoes. So I'm like, I take off, and I'm trying to jump this thing. So I clear the first one. Clear the first one, no problem.
You were huskier at the time too.
Boy, I got up there. I got up there. So I cleared the first one, and my foot, the front foot, literally catches the second one that was like a little bit under. And I mean, I hit it, and I literally I hit the ground and I slide. And even though there was only 2 other people there, it felt like 100.
That's all it takes.
And my body was hurting for about like a good week or 2. Junior didn't let me hear the end of it, but I was like, bro, I got over it, bro. He's like, nah, you fell. That's by far the most embarrassing thing.
Did it hurt while you were drunk?
Not at all.
Yeah, I figured.
Oh, I got up
the next morning.
I got up and walked it off like it was all good.
Yeah, it's usually the next morning when we start feeling everything. Bet. Number 3. Okay, how you guys gonna go about bills
in the house
with your wife?
Oh, okay. That's easy. So I mean, I've discussed this with my fiance, and once she moves in, it's gonna be a situation where, I mean, she's gonna pay half the rent.
Okay.
I think that's only fair.
Okay.
Especially as we're both still trying to build something together and stuff. But all the other bills, I'll take care of. Besides that, because honestly, she's more efficient with like electricity and shit than I am. I'm the type, I'll leave lights on. I really don't care. But she turns everything off, so my bills will probably be cheaper when she moves in. To be honest with you, so
true things.
She split the rent. She pays, you know.
We split everything for the most part. We kind of go back and forth. If one pays this, the other pays that. But the one thing that we did that made it very simple is we got a joint account. We got a joint account, and I think that's been like the best thing. Got a little card, got a little wedding thing on there. The numbers don't matter. You turn the card off.
Somebody can pause that bit and be like,
"Hey, listen, screenshot." Hey, listen. Wells Fargo is the bank of the scammers, man. You make one phone call and get a new card in 3 days.
Yes, sir.
How you know
Wells
that?
Fargo be looking out.
I know, man.
All right.
I know.
You go to one place you never been. They're gonna be like, "Hey, we stopped all your funds."
So
Screenshot.
Real question.
Val.
So quick question, like when you guys get a house, how you guys feel about the more?
Sorry.
Oh yeah, it's trouble now. How would you guys go about like a mortgage in a sense? Would the mortgage still be like you guys would still do it the same way, split everything down the middle?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's more for whatever works for your relationship. I feel like a lot of times what people do is they project, and if it works for their relationship well, they want to tell everybody, "Oh, it worked for us, it'll work for you."
Right.
I just think it just depends. Like, we've been cool for so long. It's just easier to just be like, all right, we'll split this. This is due here. We'll do this. We'll pay it this way. We'll pay it that way. All right, bet. It's taken care of. And
nice.
Going about our days.
I love that. I hope everybody's listening to that. Men don't have to pay everything. You don't got to go broke. Anyway, moving right along. Question number 4.
Oh, no, for sure.
Would you let your wife have sex with another man for a meal?
Easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Milk?
What?
Yeah.
I was not expecting you to
A cool meal? Tax? Is it taxed or is it just a
Nah,
just a
it's
meal?
tax free.
It's meal.
Yeah, I'm in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the come up.
I don't even know if I have any questions. I don't have any follow up questions.
Is it a one time? It's a one time thing.
It's definitely a one time.
Oh yeah.
We're good. I hope they would do the same with
Absolutely.
us. I'm all in them guts for Mill.
We trying to get that bag. What's up?
So number 5, who got more female action back in the day?
Me.
Care to elaborate?
Please. Is there a reason why?
Okay, I can give a reason why. All right, so the thing with me is, because I'm really only interested in black girls. So back in the day, it was a situation where a lot of black women, I found, at least in my experience, have always kind of wanted to try a white guy.
So you're like,
Here's the thing. No.
Well, I guess.
Here's the thing. I'm not like on the far spectrum of white, so
Yeah,
where they're
right.
like, I'm like safe.
Right.
I'm white.
dabble in this.
It's like I'm white, but I'm familiar.
This is a great answer.
You know what I mean? And that's really what
I'm
it
white,
was.
but I'm familiar.
That's really what it was.
that's nice.
Women didn't like me, so
Why?
Why?
Is that, Nels?
I'm talking shit.
I'm about to say, whoa.
I mean, I was a late starter. I was in a relationship for
Yeah,
the first part
that's true.
of our escapades, and things didn't work out the way they needed to, and it was like, I'm out.
Facts.
So
Got you.
that's what it is. Hey, that was a good answer. Bro.
That was
That's what I
a
came
great-
for the streets, bro.
That was a great answer. Question number 6. Who's your favorite Neo and why?
Dylan, and it's not even close.
You didn't even think about it.
Not even close.
You gonna answer?
I can say why.
Dylan gonna get all
So-
horny.
Wow.
Is Dylan? Dylan is one of the most selfless people I have ever come across in my life. Period. Not just as a Sigma, just
For sure.
period. That man looks out for you. He treats you like family, whether you are or not. Like that. That is the definition of a brother. That man right there. If you are friends with Dylan, he will treat you like you are family. Point blank. Period. That's my answer. Easy.
Family.
When you say Neo, is it people younger than you, or Neo's like, okay, cool. I mean, Dylan is very close, but it had to be Adler for me.
Okay.
Just because, like, funny thing, Adler was actually, I don't think he was yours, but he was like my first like interest.
Okay.
Period. So when I met him, I just met him as a regular dude, like first semester freshman. And I mean, from there, like the friendship flourished. I remember there was a certain semester where we were together every day, and I was just having issues trying to get around, and he literally just gave me his car. It was like, I'm on campus all day anyway, so you can have the car. And I mean, he looked out all the time. I mean, I looked out for him, he looked out for me, and I mean, he was one of my groomsmen. I mean, that's my dog. That's my dog. I think everybody knows that, though. Adler is
Yeah.
my guy.
That's good, bro. Definitely two solid individuals.
No, for sure.
Love it, love it.
What's the biggest lesson you guys learned in undergrad and postgrad?
You want to go first, or can we go first?
Yes, sir. Wisdom.
You can go first.
Okay. For me, I would say in undergrad, I didn't realize that one brother's actions, like I didn't realize the ramifications on an entire chapter that one person could have in the things they do. I don't know if I really need to elaborate, but I mean, as far as just whether it's GPA, getting in trouble with the law, whatever the case may be, like in the public eye or just in the eye of the school, like one person could really have a huge impact
It's
on
bigger than you.
on your chapter.
Sure.
And then post grad, it really like it becomes so clear how when you're an undergrad, how you're managing such a smaller community with your school and maybe like the city you live in. But then once you become grad, it's like South Florida, period, in general. Even if you're only like Delray, technically, like we're everywhere in South Florida. And it just, the reach is so much further. The, responsibility is so much more. Like when they say, oh, the real work starts now, like it's true. Because you're doing way more than you thought you would be.
This is facts. Facts.
That was a great answer.
Okay, no pressure. Yeah, no, I got it. So pretty much like in undergrad, what I learned is it's bigger than you, right? Like a lot of people, they want to join because it's bigger than you, right? They love using that political answer, like, yo,
The fluff.
brotherhood, the this, the that,
The
whatever,
fluff.
and then they join, right? And then they don't do what they said that they were going to do. Right? So for me, like that was something I definitely had to learn for myself. Like it's definitely more than you, right? Like you have to understand that. And then post grad, I think post grad is just you don't realize again how big your org is, until you are in the grad element and you're going to these conferences and you're meeting people who are like, oh, well, yeah, I was stationed in Germany and I started a chapter there and now it's like 50 people big and then I moved back over here and then, you're like, man, you got a chapter in Germany? It's like, yeah, we got a chapter in Japan. And you're like, wait, what? And then like, you start doing like, exactly. So I did state e-board and then that's when you start seeing like, okay, there's like,
levels.
There is actual structure, right? Like you have your state e-board and your regional e-board and your international e-board, and it's like it's such an intricate process on how things work, and then you're starting to understand why it's whatever fraternity or sorority incorporated, right? So I think like the grad part where you really embrace the business and you embrace like the little things that have to be done for you to do something like a step show, or do a simple stroll, or wear letters. Right, it's so much more than just like getting up one day and going to a meeting and being like, oh yeah, I want to do that. It's a whole process. So I think that was the part that definitely got me post grad, was just how intricate it is. Right, it seems so simple in undergrad. You do this, you're in. You stroll, you step, you go to chapter meetings, you do community service, you graduate. That's it. Then you go to grad and you're like, oh goodness.
That shit turned up.
So yeah, that's two things that definitely stuck with me the most.
For sure. I love it. Question number 8. If you could change anything about your wife and fiance, what would it be?
Man, I wish Bria would be brave enough to try new foods.
Okay.
That girl is so picky with everything she eats. It really sucks sometimes because like I'll be wanting to go to like, oh, let's go get Thai or and like she just don't be fucking with like.
Well, she just want to get chicken wings and fries.
Yeah, if she's not, if she's not familiar, like she's not really fucking with it. So that sucks because I love food in general. So yeah,
I get you. What's probably the craziest thing you like wanted to try with her as far as food?
Damn, bro, like I don't know, man. Like it's honestly like I don't even want to try anything too crazy. It's like basic shit and. She said no. She know it's true though. She knows it's true. She doesn't even like Mexican food.
What? Right there.
She hates Mexican food.
Bro,
who hates Mexican food?
It's Bria the type of person that don't like her
She said you eat it.
Go ahead, Nelz.
I wish Crystal wasn't scared of roller coasters.
Dang, Bria's scared of roller coasters too.
That's it.
They can hold the bags, dude.
That's crazy.
So
she literally doesn't get on any type of roller coaster?
I'm not even going to talk about the time we did try to go on a roller coaster because she ain't going to like that. But she does not do roller coasters. So it's just like anytime I be like, ooh, theme park.
Dead.
The little kid in me be like, yo, I want to go on this ride.
Nah, let's just go to the food area.
Yeah. I think that's the only thing.
I got
roller
you.
coasters. Roller coasters.
Number 9. What's the worst physical feature that your wife or fiance has?
Feet. I hate feet.
No.
And she.
But Buddha, it has to be her worst.
Yeah.
Like
she's a dancer. She has dancer feet.
Okay.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Okay.
Oh, safe. Safe.
That's her worst feature.
Yeah. She's beautiful.
I need. If anybody knows the answer, called bullshit. If you know the answer, called bullshit. If that's not the right
I think
answer.
Nelz is kind of taking his time.
No, it's not even taking his time because
yeah.
I feel like my answer is going to be a cop out. But I mean, like Buddha can actually attest to this. I don't think there's anything wrong with Crystal. Not even trying to make a cop out or be a cute thing. I just like honestly, no BS. If like.
I knew someone was gonna say that. I was waiting for
I'm not even doing it for I know. All jokes aside, like anybody who knows me from like Jump Street, if God was to create a woman with the things I like, it'd be Crystal.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh, stop fucking lying.
He knows it, bro. Short, dark, thick, pretty smile, nice hair,
Man.
cute toes,
Yes.
nice legs, big butt.
All right. Okay. Calm yourself down.
After
After the show, people about to send that text. So you're telling me everything is perfect? Y'all never got into
Bro, I can't, Buddha.
He's telling the truth.
Dang, yeah.
If it's nobody, you know, I'll take it.
Look, Dylan tell you right there.
You're not lying. Oh no.
That's facts.
Okay.
Say less.
Hey,
Okay.
Faithful black man.
I see you, bro.
How you do that sound again?
Okay. Question number 10. Question number 10. Buddha, have you ever said the N-word? And Nelz, did you let it slide?
Okay, here we go. Yes, I have. Yes, I used to. That word's no longer part of my vocabulary. I said it for a while. My friends let me get away with it, and I mean, I don't know if it's because of the context or what the case may be, but you know, within the past couple years, I kind of had to do a lot of soul searching on the matter, and especially with the times that we're in now and shit, and like seeing other people say it really fucking bothers me, and I feel like a hypocrite if I have a problem with them saying it, but then it's coming out my mouth like it's nothing.
Right.
So I had to check myself and cut that out, and like I've completely that word just doesn't exist for me anymore.
I mean, we've had conversations on it. This very same conversation, and it's not even. I don't like giving words power or giving words meaning, so it didn't bother me in the beginning. And on top of that, like I felt like if anybody understands like everything that encompasses being like a black man in America, it would be Buddha. Buddha hangs out with us every day. Buddha's around. As a matter of fact, Buddha's has some residual issues that has come because he hangs out with us all day, every day. He's seen it with his own eyes. So for me, it wasn't so bothersome when we were in our bubble. As we started venturing out, and we were in other areas where there were people who didn't understand or didn't know the context or didn't know the meaning, and they're like, oh, well, he's saying it, I can say it too. That's when it was like, okay, calm down, right? Because now you're tripping, like, because you don't understand what his situation is. And that's when you kind of get this paradox, right? Because now you're thinking to yourself like, yo, you know, what are we really doing, right? Like, what is the message that we're portraying? And I mean, he was the one that really brought it up. Because, you know, for a while we were kind of struggling with it. Funny enough, we were struggling with it in areas in Boca, right? Where it's just certain little things where people felt like because Buddha was one with us, they could be one with us also. And we were like, that's not how that works. It's never how it works. It ain't going to work like that ever. So we really got to a place where we really started having to get rude. And that's when we really had a conversation. It was like, yo, maybe we need to switch up the strategy here. We got to, you know, change up the lingo. And start, you know, understanding, like, you know, socially, some people just won't understand. And it's not for them to understand, so let's just change it up.
Facts.
It's real answer.
Very well stated.
All right.
Very well stated.
Craziest place you had intercourse, not with your wife or fiance? This is a big switch up of questions.
For sure. You know how we do
The FAU library.
What floor?
The stairwell, the 5th floor, because you don't have access to that floor. So you take the stairwell to the top, and you don't really gotta worry about nobody coming out.
So you take the stairwell to the left or the right?
Like when you go in, I don't know if they changed. I don't know if they changed that how it's laid out. But like when you go into the entrance of the library and you go to the right, there's a stairwell over there that goes all the way up to the 5th floor. But if you don't, nobody has access to that 5th floor because it's like government documents or whatever. At least that's how it was back in the day. This was like back in like 09. So,
Second floor of the breezeway, facing the bookstore. A kid actually skateboarded past me doing the do. And I kept going. He was like, what's up, bro? I was like, bro, I just had sex. He's like, he's like, what else is doing? I was like, bro, second floor of the breezeway. He's like, nuh-uh. I was like, for real, bro. Wide out in the open.
I think it was like
Did they have cameras on the breezeway then? Did they have cameras?
Does it matter? That matters not.
What a time. What a time.
Things were simpler back then.
Simpler time.
It was simpler. Social media wasn't even that big of a thing. Like, Twitter was new.
Sex outside was still okay.
Ain't it? Fuck.
Question number 12. How many bodies do you all share?
We gonna answer that?
Yeah.
I mean,
do you know off the top of your head? I mean,
I think it's 2 or 3.
2 or 3. Yeah, 2 or 3.
2 or 3 good ones.
We purposely tried to not.
Commingle.
Yeah.
But then, you know, it happened and it was like, hey, man.
Eskimo brothers. Welcome to the family, my man.
So,
I'm so curious.
so would you guys say you're leaning more towards 2 or 3?
It's 3.
It's 3. It's probably.
It's definitely 3.
2 or 3. You know exactly what it is. You know exactly what it is.
I mean, I thought it was 2, but it might be 3. So, if you're saying 3, I believe you.
And then we can always just drink it.
Nah. We can say 3. I'm good with 3. It's probably 3.
Val said, "Say them out loud."
No.
We're not doing it.
Nice try, Val.
It's 3, bro. Just move on, bro. It's okay.
It was actually 12.
No. It's definitely not. It would be 3 max.
It's 3.
Yeah.
3?
Okay. Yes, sir. We're taking our first shots. All
That's not bad of a question.
That's not a bad. That's all question number 13.
That's political.
All question number 13.
Go on.
Let the people, bartender, let the people know we are. Let the people know we are.
Hold on.
And hers.
Oh yeah, hold on.
Yes, yeah, get in that thing.
Who up?
Yes, sir, we on that whiskey, that bourbon. Yes, sir, pull us up, bartender.
Sponsored by.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what brand that is.
Swafinti.
So check this out, man. Like we said, we taking
Shout
shots.
to Dylan.
You feel me? We're taking shots on question number 13. They do not want to answer. Which line of Neos did not live up to their expectations? That's real brotherhood. That's what you call brotherhood.
Yes, sir.
Loaded question.
Listen, right.
Oh yes, sir.
I love it.
Not bad. Damn, I got the 14.
That point, I'm like, boy, I'm going to chat tonight.
We're not answering
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes.
You already know, Dylan. Real tough. Real tough.
Brotherhood. I love it. All right. Question number 14. Which D9 sorority back in the day used to give you and the boys the most play?
Okay, can I ask a question?
Yes, sir.
Are we talking FAU or just in general back in the day?
FAU.
Okay, that's less interesting. All right.
Ooh, let's.
You said
I want both.
And we're talking people that were in the org at the time.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, that was very specific. Fuck, I feel like we.
You want me to go for? I mean, for me, I didn't. It's not that many Greeks, because I mean, I was with a Greek naturally, so it you know, kind of messed up some pursuits there.
So you're doing both answers for
I can if you're doing it.
I'll do both answers.
All right. So as far as
in general in FAU.
As far as in general, it would have to be like Combi Crowd / BSU.
Wait.
Org, you said you listen. If you're talking about orgs, then I don't know.
he said
D9.
D9.
Sororities.
Well, we got extra answers now.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
For the price of one.
I mean, for FAU, it would. I mean, naturally, just because of situations, it would have to be the K's.
Yeah.
It would have to be the K's.
FAU decays. Everywhere else though, Zetas.
Yeah, Zetas for sure.
Right, man. I love it. I love it.
Damn, baby, your sister and this
Oh my God.
So your sister in the league.
Hey, dude, what's up? Hey, do not watch this with mom and dad.
The what?
Do not.
What is he
Go in the
doing?
room.
Yes.
All
Do
right,
it.
number 15. In a couple-on-couple fight, who would win?
Crystal.
Crystal.
Yeah, like Crystal and Nelz. I mean, the fuck, like.
So Bree don't stand a chance.
Have you seen Crystal's hands?
Dog,
Have you seen?
I've seen Crystal
Beat up
fight
niggas.
dudes.
Okay.
Did.
Does Bria think she can stand a chance?
I'm so curious as
I
to
hope
what Bria
not.
has.
And that's not even shade. That's not even shade.
Damn,
Like,
my sister is tripping. I'm screen recording this.
that's not
Andy,
even,
shut up.
But that's not even shade though. Like,
You could just
Bria's
fight.
a small petite girl, bro, and Crystal strong as
shit.
fuck, bro. It's like
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like I would be in a 2-on-2 fight. I would be good because I know it would be just 1-on-1 for me. Cause and I just be like, look, like if I could just hold it off long enough, I don't have to be 2-on-1. And I'm throwing her at you, bro.
Hey, we can run back 12, baby.
We can run it back. It's nothing for me, bro. Like
I'm sure we'll get to that later.
Of course,
we'll hold that story.
We'll get there. Crystal going calf kick and it's over.
Okay. All right. So Nels and Crystal's taking the dub. Okay. Question number 16. Have you ever ran the red light with your wife or fiance?
Nope.
Sure
Never done
have.
it, period.
Sure have, and she hates every single time it happens.
What?
Wow,
But it is not gonna change.
Don't stop nothing but a sentence.
It's not wild. Listen, see, but here's the thing, though. See, now we're gonna have to get into the science of the situation because you got flows. I'm not a heavy flow.
We don't have
guy.
all night, but
No, but it's not gonna take all night. I'm not a heavy flow guy. You understand what I'm saying? Number one, number two, you gotta shower, bro. I'm married, bro. If I want to get in, I'm gonna get in. Like,
I'm not mad at it.
you understand what I'm saying? Run me out of that, bro. What the fuck? That's why I got a ring on, man. What the fuck? I'm here, cuz.
Okay. So, like every time, like
No. It's not every time.
Okay.
No, it's not a consistent like, oh, it's that time. It's not.
My favorite time of the week.
Right. No. Like I said, there's flows, right? So
Okay.
it's gonna come to a point where it's just like, okay, well, it's in a comfortable place, right? It's a light flow. It's about to be over.
Yeah, we got a lot closer over this.
I'm just saying, like, is it true? Why would I hide? I'm not gonna hide that.
No, for sure. And I think because you're married, that's why it's such a great question.
Yes.
So
I feel like this how I feel. I feel like when you're married and you're busy and you have a lot going on,
you're gonna take that.
You're gonna take the opportunity when it's there, bro. You gotta realize, like, for our circumstance, right? Like, I leave the crib at 6:30 every day, and then I teach, and then I coach, and then I work out or do whatever. So I'm getting back home the latest like 8:30, and if I'm coaching a game and we have 3 games or whatever, I'm not getting home till 9. Crystal leaves the crib at about 7:30, 8 o'clock. If she has a long day, she's not getting until 7, 8 o'clock either. So by the time we get home, we cooking, we walking the dog, we going to sleep. You feel what I'm saying? So like when we have time and you know it's just there, it's just like, all right, bro, like I got you. You know what I'm saying? Ladies have needs too, bro. Like I got your back. You know
Nate said nah.
Well, they don't get there. They don't get there. Don't worry, because you nasty as hell. You want to do that? That's fine.
Oh man, that's
true. I appreciate you.
All right.
Number 17. What is something that you wish your wife or fiance did more of?
Sent nudes, bud.
Okay.
Oh wow, that's up top, bro.
Nah, I just want some nudes, bro.
Nudes.
I love these guys, bro.
For me, bro, honestly, like I just wish, I wish for her, bro, and Buda can attest to this too. Like I wish she could see what everybody else see.
Yeah.
I wish Crystal could see what everybody else see, bro. Like that is an intelligent.
Damn, y'all was giving these philosophical
gorgeous
answers and my shit like.
Bro, it's
I
not.
just want some news.
I just want a dude.
I'm not done.
I'm willing to date nude pic.
But you didn't even let me tie it in.
Big on.
No.
I just want to make sure you know she's.
Bro, you gotta let me finish, bro.
Damn,
Bro, let me
man.
finish. Check me out. I wish you could see what everybody else saw, right? Because she's an intelligent, gorgeous, beautiful girl, right? And then, like, if she saw what everybody else saw, I get more nudes. Oh, nudes. Hey, send nudes.
Send nudes.
Hopefully after this episode,
You gonna get one by that.
that can happen. You want nudes, huh?
I'll say it.
All right, question number 18. What's the biggest letdown you guys remember of each other? So a time you guys let each other down, and you was like, damn, you let me down, bro.
Well, the year was 2012.
Well, my goodness.
You already know this is?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
There was a situation between me and Nelz. There was a female involved in the situation, and it was really a lot of who done what, who didn't do what happened, what didn't happen. He said, she said, misunderstandings all the way around and stuff. But it basically culminated to on the night President Obama got reelected. me and Nelz almost fought in front of the student union, in front of the entire black population of FAU.
Damn.
Whoa.
We had to be separated by
This
multiple.
is-
We had to be separated by multiple orders.
This is what?
Y'all didn't know about this?
No.
So I get into it what I get into. So this is what happened. So from both sides, I think it worked. It is that for the both of us, right? So we actually spoke about it when we got back cool at New Year's because it was like 3 months, 4 months.
It was like 3 months.
It was like 3 months, 4 months. So
That's crazy.
what happened was again it was he said she said stuff, and I know he was disappointed in me because I even let it get to that point, right? And you know, again, remember I'm a selfish person, so like I'm not seeing perspectives at that time, right? So for me, I'm like I feel you, but it's like you should know me better than that. You feel me? And it's like you don't know me better than that, and like that hurts. You know what I mean? So like I wasn't seeing what he was saying because his whole thing was like, bro, just avoid it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't even be there. And for me, I'm like, okay, but you should know me, bro. Like it doesn't matter if I'm walking through fire or not. Like you should know me.
Right. So
So because it got to that point, Buddha's the type of person like I need time and I need space. I'm one of those like I want to handle the situation now, and I wasn't giving him time. I wasn't giving him space. So all that came to a headway election night because like everybody was in a good vibe, everybody was in a good mood, and I turned and I was like, damn, bro, like you don't think like this is messed up, bro? Like you know what I'm saying? This out there, whatever. He said some things. I said some things. We had to be split apart
how does it get to the union though?
because everybody was there.
Election.
Yeah, for the election,
Everybody-
everybody. He just won, so everybody was in front of the union celebrating. And
And he was drunk and he wanted to talk to me about the situation. And I was like, honestly, bro, I'm really just trying to enjoy myself. I don't want to talk about the situation. He insisted I wasn't gonna be mad. I got mad. He said some things, I said some things, and then it kind of just escalated very fast.
yeah, and then like for me, like for him, he's more of a calmer head. So he went to the corner and you know he's talking and whatever. But I'm a hothead. So like once the angst gets built up, I gotta let it out.
Right.
So
See, that's what's weird with us because I'm first to jump usually. Like I'm usually the first one who's ready to go and ready to fight. But that's just not because I'm mad. It's just because like
That's you.
I don't care and I'm down to fight. Like it is what it is.
Yes, sir.
But like him, once he's upset, it's done. It's done with. Like it's things go to a different level.
I walked all up and down the freaking the parking lot because I can't. My mindset is like this is still like my best friend, bro. Like this is my boy, right? So I can't. First instinct
That
is
shit would have been crazy
I gotta
if y'all
run-
had ended up
right.
doing
That builds brotherhood, though.
I gotta run across. Like my first instinct is to run across and just punch him, and it is what it is. That was what was going through my head, and I couldn't do it. So because I couldn't do it, you know what I'm saying? I'm tearing up. I'm getting mad. I was out of control. But the reason why I was out of control, and people who know me understood that, was because I knew I couldn't do that to him.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Too close.
that's my boy. You understand what I'm saying? So like, I gotta get it out because I'm not gonna be able to go home and go to sleep, and somebody else is gonna get this angst,
Right.
and that's not good for business
Sleep on
either.
some random
That's one of those things like we made up New Year's and now it's one of those things we joke about like we just said a couple minutes ago.
Right.
We can run back 2012 if you want to, bro. And it's like so like it's like a joke
Came
now
full
for us
circle.
like,
That's kind of
Yeah, I flipped a stop sign, dog. It was one of those barricade stop signs.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, like, I flipped
Like the
Thanos.
strong ass.
I was
just sweaty strong.
I'm not strong. I was okay. You got that. You got that.
Number 19. What's the deal breaker for you and your wife/fiance?
A deal breaker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
I only got one, to be honest with you. If she has a baby outside a relationship, that's really it.
That pushes it there. Definitely. Outside of that, I don't think there's anything else. I don't think there's anything that's really a deal breaker.
Have a
Bro.
baby.
I love that girl. Yeah. Does she have a baby with somebody outside a relationship? That's
It's kind of
So it wouldn't be sleeping outside of a relationship. She would actually have to have the baby.
yeah.
so she can have an abortion.
Okay. No.
See, wow. Now you're
No, it's a good question. It's a good question.
So no.
So if once she's
Once
pregnant,
impregnated,
Yeah, if she gets impregnated
Impregnated,
by
it's
somebody
a
else.
wrap.
Yeah, it's
about to bounce.
Yeah.
Same with
You
you.
gotta be smarter than that.
I mean, now, yeah, don't do it now. I mean, in younger years, no, it's got to go.
And you know, the thing is, again, like, you know, I'm real apologetic for feeling that way, right? But you got to realize, again, selfish person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, you're gonna get to that place where you're just like, yo, like, nah. But now it's just like, no, you got to do what you got to do. Just understand, like, things aren't gonna be the same. You can't do the same.
I fuck with it.
Yes, sir.
So, question number 20. Almost there, y'all boys. If you could change... Okay, yes. If you could change something about your wife/fiance's sex game, what would it be?
Too soon.
Who trying to take a shot, y'all?
No. I listen.
You want to say something?
Hold on,
sir.
Yes, sir. So we gonna shut up on question number 20.
Good.
Change nothing.
Good.
We ain't
You perfect,
Nick said
bro.
the same thing. That's like,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You can take my cup. Nah, never answer that.
put mine on his laptop.
Got me messed up, but I love my life.
What do y'all think would happen if y'all were to answer this question? I'm just curious.
Should be mad for a
At
couple
home,
days.
waiting. At home, just waiting.
Well, me and Bree don't live together, so
Just throw the pillow on the couch.
I would definitely get the silent treatment for a while, and then she'd probably write me a letter.
Okay.
I mean,
Let's just take the shot.
Let's not go down that road.
there's no
Yes,
such thing
sir.
gonna happen, cuz.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
It's
sir.
really good. I'm gonna have to buy that. That's super smooth.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right, number 21. When was the last time a floozy tried to get at you?
A few weeks ago. You know what's crazy?
Nah.
You know what's crazy? Like, cause I personally feel like I'm washed now. Like I really am. Cause I'm not on the scene like that. I kind of just stay home. The only time I really go out is like on Fridays to karaoke. And like,
Y'all boys still be at Memphis?
yeah, every week. I'm going there tonight. So if anyone wants to slide, turn up.
I'm gonna be singing.
Facts. But like for some
At karaoke?
reason,
That's crazy.
it's always the same type. It's always the same type of girl nowadays that comes after me. It's big girls. Big girls love me for some reason. I don't know why.
Fat bitches
Give
need
me a
love
little
too,
white
Craig.
woman.
Fat bitches need love too, Craig. Sure.
Not for me.
Fat bitches need love too, Craig.
Last time, at work,
Oh, we lit at Nippers.
like not even a month ago, like 3 weeks ago at work.
Damn.
Yeah.
That was recent.
Yeah, it wasn't even like
Still got the
it wasn't even like
At work? What teacher this was? Coach lady?
No, not this week, bro.
I was like, oh.
Relax.
Relax.
Listen. Relax. Yeah, it was a teacher.
Principal.
Just in passing. It's just a conversation she was having and the way she was having it.
You can already tell.
Oh, it's go time.
Wait, what position is she at?
She's just a teacher, math teacher.
Math teacher. Oh, math teacher.
What
you know.
subject?
Yeah.
Trying to do some addition.
He said try to do some addition.
Shut up.
Just gonna come out of that school like, what math teacher?
Where's the math teacher?
Supposed to be over here teaching trigonometry and shit. All right, question number 22. Who do you all feel at this current moment is the softest fraternity?
All right, so running the back, I said Kappas.
When you're saying softest, what do you mean by softest?
Like, you know, like you just
Don't like them.
not even like don't like. I mean, you can not like somebody, but you know you respect them.
Okay.
But you just feel like I don't like the way they move. You know, and that goes like to they old days, current.
So for me, it had to be the alphas. It would have to be the alphas. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you up.
Elaborate for both.
Yeah,
For both.
Okay.
Oh jeez.
Well, for me, all right. So back in the day, ABI and OG were like Bloods and Crips. Like that rivalry was serious.
but I remember hearing about
There was a lot of bad blood between both sides. I mean, all that squash now. Like we good on.
Does it make the yard more
fronts.
fun back then? Like,
Yeah, man, it was
I honestly it make it more fun, bro. I don't love to have
Fuck with y'all, this
I don't
is
love to have an enemy.
Just to give you an example, bro.
Motherfucking, you know I'm about to say Frank.
Just the motherfucking.
So just to give you an example, like there was a Kappa probate at one point, and
Pull up with
we
flags,
were posted in the back. No, we was being respectful. We was chilling.
blasting computer games.
But they was they was coming through the middle of the crowd,
I
right?
was like, fuck that shit.
And one of them threw up the yo and hit the hat off my head.
Oh shit.
So
Purposefully?
Of course.
they said no.
Always
but-
purposefully.
Yes, it was because I was going back and forth with one of them on Twitter earlier in the day. But anyways, so we were about to end their show right there. Cops came up to me. They almost arrested me for inciting a riot.
What?
Swear to God.
What kind of shit?
Hand to God.
I always
Hand to
hate
God.
What
inciting.
Like to the point where like they,
It's just so stupid.
to the point where the school had to sit both orgs down and like y'all need to hash this shit
Y'all
out.
gonna do with Dr. King?
No. This is
No,
before
this
Dr.
way
King.
before Dr.
This was
King.
like the person who was in charge of Green Life was cool as shit. Ryan,
Ryan was the shit.
he got it. He understood what the fuck was up. Like he kicked all the other orgs out. He was like, yo, figure this shit out. Cause this shit can't be happening. So like yeah, there was beef for a good minute, but like, you know, shit was all eventually squashed. But like I've always kind of had a disdain, I guess, for Kappas, and I mean that really hasn't changed. I still think they soft. I'm always gonna think they're soft. Okay. If anybody wants to see me about it, like you can see me about it. I really don't care. But,
And nippers.
yeah. I'm not. I'm really not hard to find, so it is what it is.
So when it comes to like soft, I think everybody's soft when it comes to that. To be honest, I think everybody's soft. This generation in general, no offense, is just soft. And I feel like the guys older than us think that we're soft. So, and I think it's just a consistent trend. So I'm not gonna use soft.
This is fast.
I don't want to get too long-winded, but I keep it pretty short. All right. With you guys, alphas, love y'all. Right? I think when you guys are good, you're good. But when you're bad, you're bad.
Lock the door.
That's why you can lock the door. I'm still gonna get out.
Hey, he not by himself right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. But the whole thing is, so I'll explain it. So like for me, I feel like every org brings something that's great, right? Mm-hmm. I think like the Qs have the best brotherhood. Period. It doesn't. Don't debate me. The best as far as brotherhood, holding it down is them. If you want to talk about marketing, it's the Kappas. Nobody markets like a noob. Like everybody knows who noobs are. You see the cane, you see the letters, you know what it is. For alphas is definitely the look. You want to look like a fraternity, it's alphas. Period. Point blank. I think with sigmas there's a certain sense of well-roundedness, right? Like they're pretty level. Like they can do a little bit of everything. Mm-hmm. I feel like when it comes down to it though, right? Because of what you guys are supposed to be, a lot of people don't carry that, right? I feel like if all of our founders was to come back, they'd all be super disappointed, right? And I think like with you guys again, when you guys are good, y'all are good, but when y'all are bad, it's just bad. And then all of y'all carry yourselves with the same kind of stigma, right? Because y'all are the first, right? Y'all motto is first of all, service all, we shall transcend all, and y'all love doing that. Y'all love carrying yourselves.
He knows everything.
Yeah, y'all love carrying yourselves to that thing, and I love the fact that everybody has their motto. You follow your motto, you follow your credence, right? Noobs have the
You said nothing about the iotas.
right? Hey, listen, I'm be real with you. I don't really know iotas like that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I don't know iotas. I know 2 iotas.
Yeah.
In my travels, it's not even a disrespect to them. I think iotas, they doing their thing, and the fact that they're saying
Every iota I met's cool.
they exactly when they say we're creating a tradition on wrestling on, I think that's real. That's super real. Like they're literally creating because they're not at 100. So right now they're at their peak. So everything they're doing right now is literally what's going to happen years from now.
Right.
They're not where we're at. Where it's like, you know, people are literally resting on the shield. Like they're not doing their work. You know what I'm saying? So again, you know, it's just a matter of how you carry yourself. You know what I mean? You guys have your motto. You have the way you guys carry yourself. And again, you guys can agree or disagree. It doesn't really matter. I just feel like when it's bad, it's bad. I think Sigma is close too. I feel like when you meet a fire Sigma, he's fired. He's thorough as hell. And when you meet you a whack ass Sigma, he's whacking in a bitch. Period. Like they can all see me about it. I'm fine with it. It just is what it is.
Hey man.
And I can't call my own frat brothers soft, so it's y'all.
Number 23. Which LB gives the worst advice?
Between the two of us?
No.
Nah.
All of our LBs.
Yes.
Chico.
Off the rip.
Our ace.
Example. Give us an example.
Oh my god.
Like, what has he put you guys in?
Nothing, because we don't listen to him. His advice is that bad. Like, this man is the type that be like, you'll be like, oh, Chico, I'm having problems with this. Fool. Fuck that shit, fool. Just fuck it. Like, no. Chico, this is a real situation. Like, dealing with, like,
that is Chico.
fool.
No, that is his go-to.
Like,
Chico will tell you, just fuck it. Just don't fuck it. Period. That's what he tells you. And that's it. I mean,
Chico, I got bills to pay. Nah, fool, fuck it. Don't pay him.
Bro.
The fuck? What am I gonna do? You'll find somewhere else. Like, what?
Yeah, that's true. He's a real go with the flow, laissez-faire kind of guy.
I mean, it's worked out for him.
It works out great for him. It just can't work out for us.
They said, fuck it.
The worst advice.
This shit would just be reckless. Like, nah, I'm good, fam.
Definitely Chico. Y'all never met Chico, but if y'all ever had the opportunity, you'd be in for a treat.
Say less.
Yeah, that's a very eclectic young man.
Question number 24. What does Go Mob stand for?
Oh, that's easy.
Easy.
Grapes, oranges, mangoes, apples.
Yes, sir.
Listen, but check this out. Before you even give us that shot, right? Number one, you can't disprove that it's incorrect. Number two, other signals would agree. So therefore, Go Mob means that. Next.
Go ahead.
Hell no.
Yeah, they're telling the truth. But we need that.
What you
We gonna
say this?
That was like a setup question.
No shit, Sherlock.
Oh, no, for sure.
For sure.
I mean, so shout out to the person who actually asked it.
So it shouldn't even
That's how
be.
it goes.
This shot's gonna have an asterisk next to it.
We know how it
The
goes.
question was, what does Go Mob mean? We said grapes, orange, mangoes, apples, and bananas.
The fuck? Like, duh.
Dylan, I don't even want to know your answer.
Dylan, don't you
Any
dare.
nonsense? Val?
Come on. Know what's up?
Of course he does.
It's the 5 essential fruits. We had to eat it during our,
During our membership intake process.
That sounds lovely.
MIP.
It literally means go mob. Like, hey, mob, go.
Yeah. Duh.
See?
See?
Correct.
Correct. But whatever, we'll take
We'll
this.
take the shot because
easy shot.
Well, obviously, one is your drink. Whatever. I don't even want to
I guess.
Here you go.
Whatever.
Yes, sir.
It's Cap? All right, bet.
Yes, sir.
Your cat.
I can't wait to go under one of your pictures and just put a whole bunch of Cap emojis under it.
Facts.
Bananas?
Okay.
Number 25, final question. If you find out
Question number 25.
Take it.
So actually,
They're calling it audible, dude.
How close have you all came to cheating?
To cheating?
Yes.
Like on our current?
Yes.
Not close. Like I said, I'm washed, so
Not close at all in this current situation.
yeah.
Not close, like not
In this current situation, no. In past situations, I've done
Yeah,
my
previous
wrong- I've done my
relationships is another
wrongdoings.
thing, but like
Yeah, I have, absolutely.
So, it's like before you put. So since you've been with Bria, you never like got close.
Nope.
And you two now?
Since I've gotten back with her the second time, no.
Okay. I need it.
bet. I'm going to ask this before they die.
Bet.
Number 25. If you found out your wife cheating on you, what would you do?
Correct the situation.
yeah. There needs to be a conversation.
But I mean,
But it's not like a off.
No,
it
absolutely
can't.
not.
Listen, it can't be though, man. Because listen, like
I'm weak.
Y'all boys. The fact of the matter is like this, bro. Like number one.
Shut up, Val.
Number one is
And Elsie.
for listen, it's the flesh, right? You gotta understand and recognize that, right? So let's play a numbers game real quick, right? Let's say you have your old lady, and let's say your old lady she a bad one, right? It's 365 days in a year. 10 guys probably say hi to her. There's probably 2 that she would find attractive, right? So that's about 3,000 plus men that she sees on a regular basis, and add that maybe like a little under 1,000 that she would find attractive, right? So she messes up one time. Out of the whole year. She messes up one time out of that whole year, and you want to write her off.
Shit.
Right?
That's one
Hold
time.
on, stop. Is everybody in here a believer of a higher force, Christian, Buddhist, whatever?
Absolutely.
We sin every day,
Buddhism. Yeah.
but we expect to gain forgiveness and be okay. But yeah, we can't hold anybody else to that same standard. So y'all out your goddamn mind. Out your goddamn mind. And if I do the same thing, I want my lady to help me correct
Absolutely.
the situation. I'm not going to hold her to a higher standard than I hold
Absolutely.
myself.
Goes both ways.
Out your goddamn mind.
Absolutely.
Hold up.
I'll slap by all y'all.
In the comments,
I'll slap by all y'all. I'll wear. Y'all know damn well y'all leaving that nigga if if he cheated on y'all.
Yeah, then most of y'all definitely would leave.
Damn, you feel me? Yeah.
Most of y'all. For sure.
That's because most y'all ain't in love.
Hey man, we just want to thank Buda and Nelz once again for being a part.
Hey, we got a
of our
record.
Season finale. They definitely just broke the record for least amount of shots.
3, baby. And we can take one more if we want to as a victory shot and still be under.
We could listen. We could get off air and drink.
And I'm gonna say it like this, man. I know a lot of people probably want to see like these guys drinking some of that, but what happens when you ghost like these boys? They're easy to talk about stuff. It ain't shit like that. It's easy. So y'all stay tuned for season 2 coming back in February. We're gonna take January to do a lot of rebranding and stuff like that. Once again, my brothers, appreciate y'all.
Man. Thanks for having us.
Congrats to least amount of shots.
Yes,
Thank you very much.
Definitely. Thank you for all the support, guys, and we about to here.
Hey, listen, hold up. Before we do that, follow Ball Sports Podcast on all social media platforms. On Twitter, Balls_Podcast. On Instagram, Balls_Sports_Podcast.
I mean, I think it's arguably one of the best sports podcasts you'll listen to ever in your life.
Yeah. Shout out to Dylan.
Speak for itself. Dylan, you out here, you know what I'm saying? Another third of the greatest sports podcast ever created.
Facts.
Balls. A sports podcast. Make sure y'all listen, man. Like, fuck with us, man. Even if you don't listen to sports, just put it on play and hit repeat.
Yeah.
Like, show love, man. Support black businesses.
For sure.
It is.
Yeah, we up out of here, man. Shout out to the coach one more time. Yes, sir.